are listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. All right, I don't know what to make of this other than to just say, okay, universe. Oh, maybe that's what I'll call this episode. So I wrote a blog post called That's Not What I Meant that was inspired by the other night I was brushing my teeth and I was looking at the little sticky note. On a little pink sticky note on the inside of the cupboard, I have a handful of keywords that were designed to call in my next love interest. I used these not because I thought universe needed me to put in an official order in writing, although, hello, the truth is, that's a fabulous way for me to manifest what I want. Once I put it in writing, it's not a matter of if it happens, it's when. Because once it's in writing, it's a done deal. It might not be tomorrow or this month, it might be next year, but I know once it's in writing, it's happening. So I'm a fan of putting it in writing when it matters. And when it came to calling in love interests, I thought this would be a good way to help me get clear and pointed on what I want. I know universe doesn't need instruction on what I want. It already knows, but this was to make sure that I wasn't getting stuck on thoughts of what I didn't want or what didn't work. So I just wrote down some keywords that were designed to get me pointed and focused in what I wanted, which included things like I wrote down engaged and interested. I wrote down healthy and grounded. I wanted him to be empathetic and supportive. I said, hello, sexy, let's have that, as well as happy and friendly. Respectful would be great. Resourced would be wonderful. I wrote down committed and loving, as well as compatible and enjoyable. And you look, I am pretty easy for universe to deliver good things in my love life because I have fabulous beliefs. I'm a cooperative component, as Abraham would say. So it didn't take long before someone like this was showing up in my world. We were having a wonderful time until I noticed a few things that I would like even better. So I added a couple of keywords. I wrote giving and helpful and adoring. Again, just to help keep my attention pointed where I wanted to go, because I know I don't have to figure out whether I need to swap out someone and make room for someone else or whether someone's capable. I know all I have to do is get my attention on what I want, and universe will sort that stuff. If it needs to shift players around, it will. If it just helps me enhance how I'm experiencing someone, it knows what to do. All I got to do is get dialed on what I want. So this sticky note was designed to do that. So there I was brushing my teeth the other night, and I'm reviewing it, and I'm realizing it just occurs to me somehow for the first time that this is Harvey. What I have just described on my love interest list is my dog. Harvey is all of these things. He's engaged. He's into what I'm into. We're paying good attention to each other. He's healthy. Oh my gosh. Hello. He's so grounded. He's so grounded. That guy is not afraid to roll around in horse manure. He's empathetic, super sensitive, that guy, and so supportive. Okay, he might not be sexy, but how many times have I called him handsome? He's the most handsome boy. And maybe universe figured that's close enough. Maybe. I mean, Harvey is super happy, very friendly. Everyone loves him. He's very respectful. And he's well-resourced. That guy's got great sense of hearing and smell. He's super helpful in all sorts of ways. I don't know anyone who could be more committed. Oh, and he's just super loving. And of course, we're compatible and we enjoy each other. So I realized, holy Hannah, universe, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean my dog. Wait. Did I? I mean, he checks all the boxes of what I said I wanted. I wondered, is this a lesson about not giving universe loopholes? Did I miss Did I need to say that he speaks English? Although, you know what? Technically, well, Harvey understands English. He might not speak it, but he certainly understands a lot of it. I've seen this happen with clients before where they'll tell me what they're manifesting and how they're going about it, and they'll have some really specific things in place, and I'm always listening for, is there a way for them to get this and still not be happy? Because universe is going to use the path of least resistance to deliver it, and oftentimes what that means is it arrives in ways we did not expect. Like four-legged and furry. I shouldn't be surprised, though, because when it comes to me, and I'm dialing up, amazing love, of course universe is going to say the easiest way to give Jeanette what she wants. Hello. Make it a dog. Oh, my word. So I was thinking maybe my manifesting lesson here isn't that I got to be sure to close the loopholes next time. Maybe it's to realize just how often manifestations come in ways that are so unexpected we might miss them altogether. I've seen this happen with a lot of fellow creators where they didn't realize it until they were telling me the story of what they wanted, and then I'm hearing something else going on in their life, and I realize they've already got what they think they're waiting on. It's already here. They just don't even realize it. And there it was happening to me as I was brushing my teeth, realizing, oh my word, universe might think it's already handled, that this one's already done. Ay, that cracks me up. So I wrote a blog post on this subject about it, and I said that I'm not even going to redo my list to include, single, available, English-speaking, attractive male human my age who lives nearby, because really and truly, I did get what I wanted. What I really did, even if it wasn't how I expected. And I really am happy with that. And I was writing about how often that happens for us when we're manifesting other things, like someone might be thinking they want a job where there's an opportunity for advancement, not realize that actually does exist in your current job. If you just stop believing that it doesn't, you'll see how it's there. Or sometimes they want better coworkers, and it's just their vibration that's keeping them from experiencing their current coworkers that way. Some people they want out of their house, they want to go live in their dream home. And in a lot of ways, your current house is a dream come true place to be. In fact, it's easier to manifest the next one if we can realize how our current one is. For some people who are manifesting money, they don't realize that what they really want is freedom, and that your finances really do allow you more freedom than you're acknowledging. We just haven't realized it yet. We thought we needed more in order to feel the freedom, when it's really just to choose there's already freedom here. It goes for a lot of things, including our bodies or our professional success or even travel. A lot of times that's happening or could happen. We could acknowledge it in ways that we didn't realize. So I was thinking, instead of having that blog post be a tutorial on how to make sure you closed all your loopholes, it's just maybe look around, see if universe thinks it's already delivered what you wanted. So I was getting ready to record this. I sat down with the new laptop, which I'm still learning some things about, and there's a notes feature that I clicked on, and what it pulled up were notes I did not recognize. These were not the notes that are on my other computer. I thought those were synced, Thought it was like an iCloud sort of thing. But no, these are notes. These are old notes. I don't see the new ones. They're not that old, though, because at the very top of the list, guess what's up here? It's titled Enjoying Him. And as I read it, I realize this is a list that I had created when I was calling in a love interest. So I'm like, let's see what this one's all about. At the top of the list, capable. Written next to that, it says he handles it. Oh yeah, that's Harvey. That guy's so capable. Like when we're in the house and I can hear a cat growling, and that's our first tip off that there's a cat fight brewing. And I can't always tell where it's coming from. Like, is it outside or is it downstairs or is it another room? I can't always tell where it's coming from, but guess who does know? I could just turn to Harvey and say, where are they? And he knows. he knows. He even hears them before I hear him. Sometimes he's the one who tips me off, like his ears perk up and he's listening closely. And I'm like, oh, he's like, sure enough, I'll hear it. And then, so I used to ask him where they were and he'd run right to, because he knew where they were. And I used to run around from room to room looking, and he was just so nice. He'd follow me, even though he knew where they were. When I started following him, then I didn't waste any time. So we could get right there, and I could break up a cat fight. And, you know, I like to get there before it's actually a cat fight. And so we would run. And we did it enough times that Harvey got so good at it that he didn't need me to go. I could just say, where are they? And he runs right to where they are. And as soon as he shows up, he just shows up and they stop. It's usually Magnus. Sometimes it's Hannah. But just Harvey's showing up on the scene breaks up anything that was brewing. So he's super capable. Oh, he's so capable in so many ways. You've heard me talk about when I have a feral kitten missing and I don't know where it is, and I ask him, he's so good at everything. He's super capable. He's super capable. Also on the list, right underneath capable, it says kind. Next to it, it says huge heart of gold. Oh, yeah, hello. I think if we looked, his heart probably actually is gold. Underneath that, it says competent. He can do it and he's happy too. That's so Harvey. Oh, remember how I told you the story about when we would be out on the trails and just the first handful of times he'd get out ahead of me because we were off leash, and I would call him back and we would step off the trail. So whoever, whether it was a jogger or a biker or a fellow hiker, they could pass by. We just did it like a handful of times before I didn't even have to call him. He would come running back, and before I even knew what he was doing, he would step off the trail. Like he was doing it before I did it. Well, he knew they were coming before I knew it. Oh, the guy's just so competent. I love him so much. I also, underneath that, I wrote generous, that he loves to share. Harvey is so good at sharing. When Charlie comes over, Harvey lets him have his favorite toys. He lets him eat all the food. He lets him have his pick of the treats. He actually lets Charlie have all the treats because sometimes Charlie wants all the treats. Even when I'm feeding Harvey leftovers, if the cats show some interest, Harvey makes way for the cats to have it. He's so cool. He even lets me play with his toys when he's having super fun. He'll let me take it from him. He actually likes for me to play with him. He's super generous. Underneath that, I wrote loving. His open heart is open to me. If that doesn't describe Harvey in a nutshell, I don't know what does. Underneath that is smart. Ooh, wicked smart. I wrote next to it. Yeah, I don't know if they get much smarter. So we did his DNA test, and it's a lot of German Shepherd. You've seen his floppy ears. It's a lot of German Shepherd in his line, but I think it's like his grandpa, that maybe there was some Border Collie going on in there. That's still super smart. I wrote down sensitive, that he's emotionally tuned in. Harvey is definitely that. He's so sensitive. Sometimes we have to mute the TV, like if there's a baby crying or a woman shouting. Sometimes he seems a little concerned. So I love that. He's super sensitive. I can't say rude. You don't have to speak harshly to Harvey. You could even just give him a look. You can't even give him a hard look because he will feel that heavily. He's so sensitive. I wrote down savvy, that he knows his way around the world. Harvey's definitely that. I wrote fun. We laugh together. We do. We laugh together. We dance together. I also wrote down, oh, listen to this list. It's ridiculous how much I'm describing my dog. He loves nature and animals. We're on the same page about a good time. We so are. That he has good taste in music, food, clothes, home. I don't know. Friends. I think Harvey likes all that stuff. He seems to like what I eat and where we live. I wrote down avid reader. Harvey does read with me every night in bed. He's not reading his own book. He's just next to me while I'm reading. But easygoing. He's so that. Quick learner. I already told you those stories. That he's well off. Well-resourced was what I meant. Well-resourced. And yeah, Harvey's that too. I wrote down, listen to this, we're good partners. We make a thriving couple. We're better together. Lots of love and affection, bringing out the best in each other. I am literally in tears at how well my dog meets this list. So that's why when I started this episode, I was like, universe thinks it thinks this is already handled. I didn't say anything in there about how old he was, or that he had his own house, or that he had a job. I didn't. Universe delivered it, and I can't argue it. And I can't even be sad about it, because I don't know how it could have delivered any better. I really don't. And I also know this much, that I don't have to amend my request here. I don't have to say what I really meant was, I was going to say a human hand that I can hold. I hold Harvey's hand. Well, we call it his paw, but I hold paws with him. I don't have to go in and change my instruction, because what I feel like Harvey is first of all, maybe possibly the ultimate manifestation of the love that I want in my world, but also he could also be what paves the way for someone who is, for a person, a human being who is capable of being this as well. Because when I get on this vibrational page with this dog, I entrain to this state of being, to this state of love. And that kind of alignment allows for some really cool other players to come in. And I've already seen the evidence of that. I've already seen the people in my world evolve into even better, and new ones show up that are amazing. So we'll just chalk it up to, yep, universe delivered. Everything's working out perfectly. I'm having a good time. Nothing's going wrong here. This is not a problem. This is all good, and it just keeps getting better. We'll call it that. I hope you get some sort of inspiration from somewhere in this story. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy manifesting.